is Zak Bell, and I've now just finished my PhD, and I've been looking at data assimilation and novel observations for numerical weather prediction. So the initial idea was to do with how numerical weather prediction, the sort of resolution that we have it at the moment. So it's typically about 1 to 4 kilometer grid spacing, and this means that we can focus on the weather conditions that affect people quite a lot more. But to get these accurate forecasts, we do need these observations of these weather conditions. And there aren't really enough traditional observations that are used by Met centers at the moment. So there's this interest in cheap alternatives to help fill in this gap. And some alternatives are smartphone observations or observations from personal weather stations, and what I'm looking into, which is vehicle-based observations. So the motivation for us is, how can we use vehicle-based observations in numerical weather prediction? So the ultimate goal of looking into these crowdsourced observations is to hopefully assimilate them into numerical weather prediction models in the future, which can help improve our forecasts at these smaller scales. But this is a long way off, and there's a lot of work that we need to do before we can get to that stage. And so what we've been doing with our data set, which has quite low resolution and it doesn't really have the quality that we want for numerical weather prediction, we're just looking into the ways that it's uncertain, and then when we have a better data set in the future, we have an idea of what to look for in terms of the uncertainty. The difficulty dealing with these sorts of observations is their interpretation. So first of all, one of the difficulties we had because of this was that we didn't actually have that much data. We started off with about 70,000 observations from the trial, and then when we quality controlled them, we came out with about 17,500. And because of this, there's a lot of spatial and temporal sparsity in the data, and so to really examine them, we compared them against model fields from the Met Office United Kingdom Variable Resolution Model, which is what they use to forecast weather across the UK. So because we're comparing these vehicle-based observations with model comparisons, there's a lot of uncertainty that can be brought into these statistics that we're calculating. And we really need to think about what exactly is contributing to these statistics that we know of, and how much can we trust these statistics that we've calculated. So vehicle-based observations are a promising data set for kilometer-scale numerical weather prediction, but their uncertainty is probably weather-dependent and possibly vehicle-dependent.